The story of Kuro Games began in 2014 in Zhuhai, China, where it was initially established as Zhuhai Kuro Technology and was started by a team of 9 individuals. But within just a year of their founding, they moved their operations to Guangzhou and changed their name to Guangzhou Kuro Technology, in hopes of accessing better talent and resources and a more vibrant gaming industry. Their first title was Twin Tail Battleground, whose development started in 2015. It was an action role-playing game with gacha mechanics where you gamble for characters or in-game items. It was launched in 2016 on iOS and Android, however the game didn't perform that well, reportedly only getting around 1,000 downloads on the Play Store at the time, and was discontinued later in 2018, 2 years after its release. The team apparently then saved their revenue from Twin Tail Battleground and earnings from other sources to fund their next project. They shifted their focus to the development of Punishing Gray Raven in 2017. It was a 3D action RPG with familiar gacha elements featuring fast-paced hack-and-slash combat in a post-apocalyptic world that reminded many players of Nier, a game they actually collaborated with later in 2021. The player takes the role of the commandant of an elite squad of cyborg soldiers called Constructs, which are the characters you gamble for, and navigates this world ravaged by a biomechanical virus called the Punishing Virus. It also has one of the most unique combat mechanics with the orb matching system. It's a little hard to explain briefly, but tapping these orbs in a certain color or order triggers different abilities for each character. Beyond combat, the game also featured a dorm system where players can interact with their wives, I mean constructs. The game officially launched first only in China in 2019 and achieved significant success, which resulted in them expanding the game to global markets with a worldwide release in 2021. In 2019, they also gained a capital investment of $30 million from Kuro Hootsuite, giving them a 32.5% stake in Kuro Games. Over the years, Punishing Gray Raven garnered significant revenue and a big player base for Kuro Games as they made over $159 million in revenue by 2023. And with this success, they started to work on the next project in 2022, Wuthering Waves. This ambitious new title, an open-world action RPG with gacha elements, had a scope much bigger than their previous game. Its development took place at Kuro Games' newly established facility in Hong Kong. The initial concept of the game drew inspiration from Death Stranding, with the aim of building a post-apocalyptic world with elements of both new and old civilizations. This time with a heavy focus on exploration. The combat system was changed from the orb system to a skill and ultimate system, and a special bar called Forte unique to each character, with the ability to perfect dodge and parry enemy attacks at the same time. They also added the Echo system where you basically catch monsters and use them as gear and can also summon them, with each having different abilities. This Echo system drew inspiration from the monster collecting aspect of Pokemon. The combat also features intro and outro skills that triggers when switching in and out of characters, encouraging strategic team compositions. The game was built on Unreal Engine 4 and the graphics of this game are honestly pretty good. Fun fact, around 90% of the original main story of Wuthering Waves in the beta was scrapped on release and rewritten, as early beta testers said it was uncomfortable. Though looking back at the old cutscenes, I honestly think they should have kept this. In 2023, they also received an investment from Tencent, which acquired a 14.3% stake in Kuro Games, and then later in 2024 of November, Tencent increased their investment, acquiring an additional 37% stake from Kuro Hootsuite, bringing its total ownership to a majority share of 51.4%. This development raised concerns among players about Tencent's potential influence over Kuro Games, but the developers assured the community that Kuro Games would largely maintain its independent operations, drawing parallels to Tencent's management of other successful subsidiaries like Riot Games and Supercell. The only time will tell. Wuthering Waves was officially released globally at the same time for China and everyone else in May 2024 on PC and mobile, and then later in 2025 they also released it on PlayStation 5, macOS, and Steam. However, the initial launch and reception of Wuthering Waves was very mixed, in large part due to a lot of bugs and issues at launch. As someone who played this game day one, there was a lot of jank in the game, with textures not loading properly, people stuck in loading screens, crashes, and performance issues. However, they did listen to the players and fix the game over time, and as it stands now, the game runs fine. You play as Rover, an amnesiac protagonist in this post-apocalyptic world where your job is to gather wives. Embark on a journey to rediscover your memories along with companions called Resonators, which are the playable characters you gamble for in this game. The narrative is set in a futuristic post-apocalyptic world called Solaris 3, devastated by a cataclysmic event known as the Lament, and now humanity rebuilds amongst mysterious beings called Tacit Discords, which are the monsters in this game. There's combat, exploration, and wives, something for everyone. The version 1.0 story, in my opinion, was kind of meh, but the version 2.0 story and the new region of Renacida was genuinely a huge improvement in quality of the story, storytelling, and music. And also the new region feels a lot more polished. It's almost like a completely different game. Within 9 months of release, Wuthering Waves had surpassed $250 million in gross mobile revenue and is doing quite well in terms of monthly revenue till this day. Kuro Games itself has grown significantly, reaching 1,500 employees by 2024, and they have also announced an exciting future collaboration between Wuthering Waves and, I'm serious, the anime series Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which is slated for 2026. I guess we'll see how that turns out. And that is the story of Kuro Games. Thanks for watching.